Welcome to the deep dive, your essential shortcut to really navigating the complexities of critical policies and understanding the facts shaping our world. Today, we're diving deep into something really pivotal, the Bihar budget for the financial year 2025-26. This latest budget, you might know, was presented by Deputy Chief Minister and Finance Minister Samrat Chaudhary back on March 3rd, 2025. Our mission here really is to peel back the layers. We want to uncover what this ambitious budget truly signifies for Bihar's development path for its people and, the broader story of progress in one of India's most populous states. We're here to pull out those key nuggets of knowledge to help you quickly get up to speed and really grasp the strategic direction Bihar is aiming for. So let's unpack the headline figures first. When we talk about the Bihar budget for 2025-26, just how big are we talking? The allocation is, well, it's a massive 3.17 lakh crore. To put that into perspective, it marks a pretty substantial 13.7% increase from last year's 2.78 lakh crore. And what's really noteworthy, especially if you're tracking public policy or economic trends, is that this isn't just a one-off spike.
This growth rate has actually been quite consistent over the past 5 years. It points to a sustained upward trend in the state's financial planning.
It's truly insightful to consider the sheer scale here. When we look at Bihar's estimated gross state domestic product, the GSDP, it's projected at an impressive 10.97 lakh crore. Now, that's a significant leap, yeah. A 22% increase from the previous fiscal year. Pretty remarkable growth.
22%, wow.
Exactly. But, and this is important if we connect it to the broader socioeconomic context, despite this really robust GSDP growth, Bihar's per capita GSDP still hovers around 66,828.
Okay.
Now, while that figure is improving, it is still considerably lower than the national average, which is around 2,015,935.
That's quite a gap.
It is. And this persistent gap, it isn't just a statistic. It fundamentally highlights the critical, ongoing need for, deeply focused, highly targeted development initiatives. It really underscores that while growth is definitely happening, the benefits need to be distributed much more widely, more deeply, to genuinely uplift the economic standing and quality of life for everyone across the state.
Yeah, that GSDP per capita figure really brings home the challenge, but also the opportunity, right? So with such a massive budget, that 3.17 lakh crore, how exactly is this money being allocated? What's the strategic breakdown? How are they planning to spend it?
Right. So roughly 80% of the budget, that's around 2.52 lakh crore, is designated as revenue expenditure.
Okay, the day-to-day stuff.
Exactly. That covers the essentials, government salaries, crucial subsidies supporting various sectors, and just the ongoing maintenance of public services and infrastructure, keeping things running.
Makes sense. And the
remaining 20%, which is approximately 64,895 crore, that's earmarked for capital expenditure.
The investment part.
Precisely. This slice is vital because it's primarily for new projects, critical infrastructure investment, essentially. It's the funding that's building Bihar's future physical assets, its productive capacity.
Okay, that breakdown is helpful. Now, what about the fiscal health side of things? Are they managing the finances responsibly?
Well, this leads us directly to a really crucial element of sound financial governance: fiscal prudence. Bihar's budget aims to keep its fiscal deficit at 2.98% of GSDP.
Just under the wire.
Right. It's a significant point because it consciously keeps the state well within that crucial 3% target. That's widely seen as a healthy, sustainable benchmark for state finances. From a macroeconomic view, maintaining this discipline is absolutely vital. It shows a strategic commitment to balancing those ambitious growth goals with responsible spending. It ensures the state can invest heavily in its future without racking up unsustainable debt. This disciplined approach, really, it's fundamental for long-term financial stability and the capacity to fund development down the line.
Okay, so with that big picture in mind, the overall size, the spending split, the fiscal discipline, let's drill down a bit. Where are the largest chunks of this budget actually going? Which departments are seeing the most significant financial boost?
Right. Well, the top beneficiary, and by quite a substantial margin, is the education department.
Education. Okay. How much are we talking?
They're set to receive a really impressive allocation of approximately 61,000 crore.
Wow.
That accounts for about 19% of the total budget. It looks like a truly monumental investment in the future.
19% is huge. What's the thinking behind putting so much into education, especially for a state like Bihar?
Well, this really raises an important strategic question, doesn't it, about Bihar's long-term development path. The sheer size of this allocation to education signals an unmistakable long-term commitment to human capital formation.
Building skills, basically.
Exactly. It's an understanding that investing in its people, right from early schooling through higher education, is the foundational strength of the state. An educated population isn't just a social good, though it is that too. It's a direct catalyst for sustainable economic development, for innovation, for overall prosperity. It's about building that skilled workforce, creating an informed citizenry.
Makes sense. Are there other big areas?
Yes. Beyond education, it's also worth highlighting that the rural development and health departments are receiving substantial funds as well. This also reflects a deliberate, sort of holistic strategy. They're aiming to uplift living standards and strengthen public health infrastructure. That's particularly crucial given Bihar's vast rural population and, the ongoing challenges in those sectors.
Right.
So these significant departmental allocations taken together, they really paint a clear picture of the government's priorities, tackling core human needs while simultaneously laying the groundwork for long-term growth and societal well-being.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, I think, where the budget moves from these big numbers into concrete, tangible initiatives.
Oh.
Things that can genuinely impact daily lives, especially, it seems, for women in Bihar. It's not just broad allocations, it seems very targeted. Like, consider this. Establishing a dedicated Mahila Hut in Patna.
A women's market, yes.
Exactly. A space specifically designed to support women entrepreneurs, give them a platform to sell their products. That seems like a direct boost to economic independence.
Absolutely.
And then there's this initiative, over 8,000 Garib Kanya Viva mandaps in every panchayat.
Community wedding support.
Yeah, basically community venues or assistance programs to help with marriages for underprivileged girls. That addresses a pretty significant social and economic barrier, doesn't it? And it seems that this commitment to women goes deeper into public services and jobs, too. They're introducing a special public bus service with entirely women, drivers, conductors, and trainers.
That's right. It's quite innovative.
It's more than just transport, isn't it? It's about creating safe spaces, providing visible employment, new training opportunities for women in fields often dominated by men.
Precisely. Challenging norms while providing a service.
And for health and fitness, pink toilets in all districts, specifically for women's safety and hygiene. And in Patna, plans for Gym on Wheels with women trainers, bringing wellness right into communities.
That's bringing resources closer to people.
And then on the job front, a 33% reservation for women in Bihar State Road Transport Corporation jobs. That's significant.
A major step for representation.
Plus, subsidies for working women buying e-rickshaws, promoting self-employment, sustainable transport, and also support for women living in hostels. It feels very comprehensive. And the focus on entrepreneurship seems particularly strong. I mean, the Jevika Didi Entrepreneurship Initiative, in collaboration with I Am Kolkata, that sounds like a serious program to foster female entrepreneurship, building on that successful Jevika self-help group network.
Yes, leveraging an existing successful model.
And then during Cheth Puja, this plan for a state-of-the-art women-managed religious tourism initiative. That's clever, blending culture with economic empowerment.
It connects heritage with opportunity.
It really does feel like a multifaceted approach to women's empowerment, hitting economic, social, and safety aspects.
And, from a broader perspective, these varied initiatives for women, they're far more than just isolated projects.
Right.
They really contribute significantly to economic empowerment by providing those direct resources, the training, the opportunities you mentioned. They also enhance social mobility, addressing critical life events like marriage support, and by creating safer, more accessible public spaces and transport. And crucially, focusing on things like women-only transport and pink toilets directly improves public safety for women. That's foundational for achieving genuine gender equality, allowing women to participate more freely in public life. The fascinating aspect here, I think, is the integrated approach. It recognizes that comprehensive empowerment needs support across many facets of a woman's life, from livelihood to well-being.
Okay, shifting specifically to health initiatives now. The budget outlines some pretty significant steps here, too. There's the establishment of the Bihar Cancer Care Society and a dedicated cancer hospital in Begusarai. That sounds like a major step up in specialized care for the state.
It is addressing a critical need.
But maybe one of the most forward-thinking public health measures is launching the Mukhyamantri Balika Sanrakshan Yojana. This provides free HPV vaccines to girls aged 9-14.
Yes, that's a very proactive step.
It seems like a direct preventative measure aimed squarely at reducing cervical cancer rates in the long run.
Absolutely. And what's particularly forward-looking, I think, in these health allocations is that dual focus on both curative and preventative healthcare.
Right, not just treatment.
Exactly. The emphasis on cancer care, especially with the dedicated hospital, addresses a significant public health burden. It has long-term impacts on families, on the healthcare system.
Sure.
But the free HPV vaccine program for young girls, that is genuinely progressive. This proactive preventative measure could drastically cut future cervical cancer cases. It shows a powerful commitment to public health beyond just reactive treatment. It's really a strategic investment in the long-term health and well-being of an entire generation of girls in Bihar. Sets a commendable precedent, really.
Okay, let's pivot now to laying the physical foundations for Bihar's future, infrastructure and the development vision. Air connectivity seems to be a big focus. There are ambitious plans for constructing greenfield airports in Sultango, Rajgir, and Raxal. How critical are these kinds of projects for a state like Bihar? What impact do they have?
Oh, these infrastructure investments are genuinely the backbone for future economic growth and, frankly, an improved quality of life.
Yeah.
For a landlocked state like Bihar, enhanced air connectivity through new greenfield airports, yes, but also developing smaller airports under the UDAN scheme.
Right, the Affordable Flight Scheme.
Exactly. Udadeshka Amnagrik. It aims to make air travel accessible. This kind of connectivity is transformative. These aren't just about convenience. They are strategic assets. They attract investment, they facilitate trade, tourism, and crucially, they connect Bihar's regions more efficiently to national, even international markets.
Creates jobs too, I imagine.
Absolutely. Creates jobs, improves logistics, fundamentally changes the economic landscape by cutting transit times and costs. And similarly, that focus on smart city projects in Patna, Nalanda, Muzaffarpur, Bhagalpur, that's about modernizing urban living, enhancing public services, improving city management efficiency. That, in turn, creates a more attractive environment for both residents and businesses.
It's fascinating how the budget seems to blend these very modern infrastructure plans with a real respect for heritage. Beyond new roads and airports, there's a strong emphasis on cultural development. We see these ambitious plans, like developing Hariharnath Temple to rival the grandeur of Kashi Vishwanath and developing the archaeological site at Lalpahari. It feels like a blend of promoting tourism and preserving cultural identity.
It is, and that blend is quite strategic.
And then on the digital front, Bihar achieving national first place in Sarathi 4.0.
Yeah.
That online platform simplifying transport licensing and registration. That's quite a digital leap.
It is. And what's particularly compelling here is how the budget, quite intelligently, blends preserving Bihar's rich cultural heritage with this proactive embrace of digital transformation.
Okay.
Developing historical and religious sites like Hariharnath and Lal Pahari doesn't just attract tourism, which brings economic benefits. Of course, it also strengthens the state's cultural identity, its sense of pride. But then, simultaneously, leading in digital governance with platforms like Sarathi 4.0 shows a real commitment to administrative efficiency, making life easier for citizens, improving the ease of doing business.
Right.
This comprehensive approach recognizes that progress isn't just about economic numbers. It also includes cultural enrichment, better public services, streamlined governance. It sort of sets a precedent for how a state can evolve dynamically on multiple fronts.
Finally, let's look at the budget's focus on inclusive growth and social equity, particularly for the more vulnerable sections of society. We're seeing some very significant steps here, aimed at bridging existing gaps.
Yeah.
Scholarships, for instance, have been doubled for backward classes, extremely backward classes, scheduled castes, and scheduled tribes. That seems like a direct injection of support for educational opportunities.
A very direct and impactful measure, yes.
And for SCST students living in hostels, their monthly subsidy has also doubled, from $1,800 to $3,600. That's a really tangible boost, isn't it, towards educational equality and access?
Absolutely. What's truly impactful here is that clear, decisive commitment to reducing socioeconomic disparities through direct financial aid. These significant increases in scholarships and hostel subsidies directly boost educational equality. They make higher education more accessible, more sustainable for marginalized communities who often face just immense financial hurdles. And if we connect this to the broader social development picture, the long-term implications are profound. It can significantly contribute to social upliftment, help break cycles of poverty across generations, and foster a more equitable, more inclusive society. It's really a foundational investment, not just in education, but in the human potential and future prosperity of individuals and communities right across the state. The aim seems to be ensuring that growth is genuinely inclusive.
And there you have it, a truly comprehensive deep dive into the Bihar budget for 2025-26.